All right, so our target today is I can cut and I can glue. So the first thing we're gonna do is use some good cutting skills. I'm gonna cut out these two leaves using the steps that we covered on the board. So my first step here is I wanna cut out a rough cut. Now that doesn't mean the edge of my paper needs to be rough. It just means I'm not worried about getting exactly on my lines yet. I'm just cutting around my shape. So, opening up my scissors, holding my paper nice and steady, I'm gonna chop with my scissors around my picture first. Notice I'm gonna have a lot of white around this leaf, and that's okay. I have my rough cut. Now that I have my rough cut, I focus on following the line around my leaf. Let me show you some things that might help you with that step. So, holding my leaf, I always want to hold it and keeping my eyes on my paper. I'm going to cut, and I'm also going to turn my scissors and my paper. Notice this hand is turning my paper, and that will help my scissors follow my line. My goal is to get my scissors to stay as close as possible to the line I see around my leaf. All right, so I'll show you what it looks like when all my leaves are cut out, and then we'll talk about how we are going to glue them on our sky backgrounds. All right, I have all 4 of my leaves cut out. And what I'm gonna do next is pretend like my paper is the sky and my leaves are falling down my sky. So I wanna imagine in my head what leaves look like as they fall down and place my leaves on my paper so that it looks like that. Once I know where I'm gonna put my leaves, then I can start to glue them down. I might want to change where they're at until I really like it. Now, when I glue, I want to use my Mr. Glue the right way, open his head like we have been practicing, and then put my glue on my leaf. I'm not putting glue on my paper, I'm putting it on my leaf. When I put my glue, I'm going to put a couple of dots in the middle, like you see there. But I'm also going to put small dots on the edge. We need dots in the middle and on the edge of our leaf. And maybe even a dot here on the stem. Notice my dots are small. That's important because I'm going to make a big gluey mess unless I use small dots. Notice some are close to the edge and in the middle. And then I'm going to put it down where I wanted it. And I'm going to gently press so that all the edges touch my paper. I don't have any big pieces of paper flopping off. Okay, and I'll show you what it looks like once I have all my leaves glued down. All right, so my leaves are falling down my paper. None of my leaves are coming off of my paper. I can hold it upside down and they don't fall off because I used glue around my edges and in the middle. And I used small dots, so you don't see any glue sticking around my edges. I didn't use too much glue. I used only small dots. So you guys try it out, have some fun.